Good morning, second grade. Okay, so this is video 2 of reading for this week. I want to review our words one more time and then we're going to read page 170 together. So I hope you read 169 to your family or your stuffed animal or whoever out loud just for extra practice. So say these words with me. We have tar and quivered. Then we have counter, bothering, and shelled. All right, so last time we met here, we were talking about Dad was on the roof with Kit and he ran out of tar and he waited and waited and waited for Kate, and what happened? She never showed up because why? She was sleeping under the tree, not doing what she was supposed to be doing. So guess what? We made some guesses of what might happen to her room because this was Dad fixing the roof above her room. So, and then it started to do what? It started to rain. So let's go ahead and look at page 170. We're going to look at the page 170, but we're going to look at the picture. So I see it looks like Kate woke up from her nap and she's at home. But how is she walking? She's got her head down. She looks really sad. Why do you think she's sad? Probably because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. And now maybe she thinks she's going to be in trouble by Mom and Dad. Do you think? Remember we talked about that in our lesson last week. I asked, if you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing, do you get in trouble? Yeah, because Mrs. Connor can say, oh, you've had a couple warnings, you're not listening, let's take 5 minutes off recess. And that gets your attention, right? And I'm sure Mom and Dad do think things at home. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you get told about it, huh? Because guess what? Mrs. Connor does too. I get told if I'm not doing something right. So I see a picture on the wall. I see a chair. But so our focus is really on Kate. She looks really upset. So we're going to read this. This is a big section. We're going to read it together, and then you're going to read it on your own. And then that's it for reading this week. Pretty easy, okay? Let's get out our pointer finger and follow along. The rain woke up Kate. She forgot all about taking her bucket of tar to Dad. Uh-oh. She hopped home, leaving the bucket behind. That wasn't a smart choice. Pick up the bucket. Take it with you. Because then what happens when she needs the bucket? She's going to have to walk clear back out there to get the bucket. Oh, Kate. What's going on with her? Okay, there's a little break there. That's a new paragraph. Let's start on the second one. Kate went into the kitchen. Today was Mom's cleaning day, and Kate's job was to help clean the kitchen. Uh-oh. Do you think Kate's going to help? I don't think so. The dishes from that morning lay piled in the sink. Kate had left them there. Already sounds like she didn't do what she was supposed to do. Why do you think Kate's having so much trouble doing what she's supposed to be doing? Maybe something's bothering her? Oh, that wasn't the word. Bothering her? Maybe something's bothering her? I don't know. Let's see. Kate had not shelled the peas Mom had picked, and the water pitcher sat on the counter waiting to be filled. Kate hopped into the living room. Dad, Mom, and Kit were there talking about the work they had finished. Kate hung her head and hopped quietly to her room. So she's walking in, hearing Mom, Dad, and Kit talking about the work that they finished. And when you finish something even at school, when we were in class and you would finish work, didn't you feel a sense of accomplishment when you finish something? Of course, I do too. I'm like, oh, I got 3 more lessons done. I feel really good. I only have 2 more to go. Of course, we all feel like that. We feel really good when we finish something. But Kate hasn't finished anything. So, of course, she feels really down in the dumps and really sad. Notice the 2 words shelled and counter. So she hadn't shelled the peas that Mom had picked, And then the water pitcher was on the counter, so on the kitchen counter. So those were the two vocabulary words we see here. All I have for you to do, honestly, is just reread page 170 out loud to your animal, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whoever you're reading to. I used to, you know what, Mrs. Connor, when she was little, I used to line up all my stuffed animals and read to all of them. So however you want to do it, as long as you're reading this out loud. Just remember, keep in mind all the little tips and tricks when you're reading out loud. Do one word at a time. If you maybe aren't sure of a word, sound it out, break it apart, or skip it altogether. You may come back to that later and be like, oh yeah, now I remember what that word is. Some words, if you go to line 2 and it says taking, and then later in the line it says hopped, those words have suffix endings. So you might have to break them apart and say, well, what's the word here? The base word or the root word is hop. But I had to add that ending because of the way it was used in the reading or in the story. So just remember those little tips and tricks when you're reading, sounding out the words. Take your time. And maybe you have to read through it 2 times, and that's okay. It's okay to have to read through it a couple of times till you get it and understand it. Excuse me. I also wanted to tell you, if you want to reread page 169 today too, and then 170, so that you're keeping up on those pages, I wouldn't be mad if you read it. I'm just saying it would be probably a good thing if you wanted to reread. And that's sometimes how you remember things too, when you reread it and reread it and reread it. You start to learn how those words are used. You start to learn what you're reading about so that you can recognize those words later on. Okay, that's all for this week in reading. I'll see you guys next week.